Oh, the big stage. Sir. I look good, y'all.
How big was third down in this game when you look at the stops in the red zone specifically?
Third down this game was big because we know in the previous games, as you watch them, they didn't have that many third downs because they ran the ball so well up against opponents. So all week it was kind of hard to really like come up with a game plan for third down because we know they ran the ball on third down a lot. So we also want to be able to stop the run on third down and also be able to rush the passes on third down too, And I feel like we did a great job of that. We knew when they was going to run the ball and we knew when they was going to pass. So third down was pretty big because they didn't always get in third down very often. And I believe we're probably one of the only teams that really got them into third down situations a lot today.
Sulaiman, what was the key to holding an offense that's averaging 40 points a game, holding them relatively in check to just 13 and get this win? What was the key defensively to holding them in check?
The key this week was for guys not to be selfish. As a defensive line, as defensive linemen, you want to make the tackles and everything. But our job this week was to just straight knock the offensive linemen back and force to stretch the bubble back so our linebackers can fill in, the safeties can come down the corner so everybody else can make the tackle. It was for us not to be selfish this week, to just do our job. Everybody just do their job. Linebackers stay on top of the run, and we just keep knocking the offensive linemen back. And I believe my D-line did that today. We was unselfish. We weren't worried about making tackles. When the opportunity appeared for us to make tackles, we made the tackles when we needed to make, but we did our job. We focused on stopping the run, and just knocking the offensive line back.
Sulaiman, what has changed the last couple of weeks that you guys didn't have the first couple of weeks? As far as defensively, where's the turnaround come from?
And when this season first started, it was up in the air. Guys didn't really know if this season was going to last or how it was going to turn out. So I could definitely say guys were unsure in the beginning. Guys didn't really want to put out. For me, I would say that it was kind of hard to put everything that you have into the season so far and know that it could get shut down at any moment. And then it's like, all right, I worked this hard for them to just stop the season, and I believe the best thing that's happened is we've seen that we're a team that we follow protocol, we stay safe in our bubble, and we follow Coach Costin's guidelines, and we all have our mask on. We don't go out to parties. We social distance from everybody else on campus, and we just focus on ourselves. And I believe also those bye weeks that we had, especially after the Notre Dame game got pushed back, and we had like 2 weeks to prepare for UVA, that allowed us to really sit down and think about what type of team that we wanted to be. Would we want to come out this whole pandemic at the end of the season just an average team, or would we want to come out of this pandemic and be a great team? And I believe all the younger guys, they locked in, and the older guys are pulling them along, and we want to be great by the end of this season.
Speaking of one of those younger guys, what's the best way you can sum up the day that Nick Anderson had?
All I'm going to say, he is an absolute dog. For him to be a walk-on a Division I level and do what he did these last couple of games he's been doing, especially today, that just shows you that if you put in the time and dedication into anything, you can make anything happy. I'm absolutely so proud of him. When we brought it up in the middle of the field, everybody's yelling, put him on scholarship because he's earned it. He has absolutely earned it. And then a whole bunch of the younger guys, other guys, Kalen, they're all coming up, they're all coming up there. Everybody's doing their part, especially this season where we're allowed to play so many more people than we ever have before. So guys are finding their role. But Nick Anderson, like I said, he's an absolute dog. And he's a guy I would love to have on my team no matter where I play.
Sulaiman, what was that celebration after the chat with Coach Clausen, music blaring, you guys dancing all over the place? What was that like?
Oh, my God. Last week's win against UVA was great, but this week's win is just like, I don't know, the energy in the air was just so much different. It was amazing to stand there and watch everybody just get so excited after a big win like that, because that was a win that we needed. We really needed, especially from last year, playing them last year being such a close game, and we losing, and then we come back this year, we stepped up, and we played them, and we beat them. That win, it just meant everything to us. And then just seeing everybody on the field having fun, that's showing you that this team is starting to come together to be a true team, and we're going to continue to get better every day. But that celebration on the field, it put a smile on my face. It's just showing me that everybody's having fun, and that's what the game is about.
Getting back-to-back wins against UVA and Virginia Tech, that has to be something special for you guys from Virginia, right?
Definitely. I mean, as a freshman when I first got here, we played UVA, we beat them, but I wouldn't say I beat them because I didn't play that season at all. But definitely beating UVA and Tech and the back-to-back week, it means a lot. You know what I mean? Now I can go back home and say I'm a state champion against these two top-tier teams that from Virginia, and it's always great playing teams from Virginia, you know what I mean? Because I know some guys on both sides, both teams, and it's like I can go home and talk a little smack, They can talk a little smack, but I can always say I beat them both, I know for Boogie, it's big for him because he's so close to Virginia Tech. I know last year's game was very, very close to him, and he had a heck of a game today, So, I mean, for us Virginia guys, just beating Virginia teams, just like, it's a great feeling, It's bragging rights that we can definitely go back to Virginia and we can just say we beat y'all.
But to be clear, Waka Flocka is still cool in 2020.
Waka Flocka will always be cool in 2020.
Thanks.
Got time for one more for Sulaiman?
I guess we do.